Good morning, students of 7KYB. Welcome to my first podcast. I hope that you guys have been safe during this COVIDian time. Now, this morning I want to bring to you, or this afternoon rather, I want to bring to you a little video highlighting what is done in the intensive care unit. Now, so we're going to look at the baby incubator rather from the intensive care unit or the ICU. Now this here is an image of the baby incubator, and right here you are able to see a newborn child in the incubator. Now normally the incubator is used to maintain the body temperature of a newborn babe, whether the babe has been born full term, meaning that it survived the 9 months in the womb, or the baby came out prematurely, probably at 7 months. So, simply put, it is a device that maintains or keeps a constant or suitable environment for a newborn babe or a premature babe, as I said earlier. Now, these conditions may involve oxygen level, humidity, and temperature. Now, I first want to look at temperature, or this is going to be the emphasis of the video. How is the temperature kept constant within an incubator for a baby? So, how does the incubator itself work? Now, I know that this little diagram may look a bit confusing and overwhelming, but let us take it step by step. Now, on this side, as you can see, you have fresh air. There's a bacterial filter here that ensures that pathogens do not get into the baby. There's a sensor here, or a thermostat. I want to also introduce the word thermistor to you at this juncture. Now, when the air is taken in, it comes here. There is a fan, right, connected to an electrical motor. That means that the fan is spinning. Now, the air that enters, it is collected by the fan, and then it is transferred into this little chamber here that has a heating element. Then the air continues its circulation, and it will merge with some oxygen that comes from here, and then it enters the baby's chamber. Now, given that it was heated here, it enters as hot air. But as it rises, it will continue, and it cycles, and it cools, and it falls. Now, when it falls, there is a thermostat sensor here. What it does is that this sensor senses or is able to recognize the particular temperature that the air has fallen to. Now, when it passes the thermostat sensor, the sensor communicates with the heating element and tells the heating element to what temperature the incoming air needs to be heated to. Because this particular temperature that the thermostat has is the appropriate temperature for the baby to survive in. Let's, for example, let me say, well, for us as humans, the constant internal temperature for us is 37. But let us say the baby should survive in an environment of 26 degrees Celsius. The thermostat or the thermistor has that number in it, inputted in it. And the thermistor will communicate with the heating element to tell the heating element to heat the incoming air to 26 degrees Celsius. And that air goes through, comes in at 26, and warms the baby or heats the baby. But as I said earlier, so hot air rises. It's less dense. But as it rises, it loses energy. And it becomes a bit heavier and cooler, and so it starts to sink. Now you have an understanding of how the baby incubator works. Now let us continue. Now, I was mentioning a word thermistor earlier. Now, this is what the thermistor looks like. Now, there are three kinds. You have the bead thermistor, the disc thermistor, and the rod thermistor. Now, how does a thermistor work? Now, the resistance of a thermistor changes with temperature. Now, if the temperature increases, what happens is that the resistance or the fighting force within the circuitry decreases. Now, if the temperature decreases, then the resistance increases. So, if the temperature inside the incubator falls, then what happens is that if the temperature inside falls, then the voltage across the thermistor or the voltage across the resistor increases, so that the thermistor causes the temperature in the incubator to rise again. Now, the thermistor can also be used to regulate or to prevent the temperature from rising too high. So let me show you using a little chart or a graph. Now, on this graph, this blue line here represents your temperature. Now, on your y-axis, you have the resistance, right, or the resistor values. On your x-axis, we have temperature. Now, the trend that we can see here is this. Now, as your temperature increases, the resistance decreases. So, for example, the temperature at 100 degrees Celsius, right, is matched to a resistance of about 50 ohms. Now, I do not want to get too technical with you with that. So, the basic idea is this. Now, as you increase the current or the voltage in the circuit, the temperature increases. Yes, the temperature increases, but at the same time, the resistance starts to decrease. Now, if the temperature decreases, then what that simply means is that the current or the voltage has fallen and your resistance starts to climb or go up. So, that is the end of my little video about the baby indicator, or not indicator, the baby incubator in the intensive care unit. Thank you for watching.